evening. I am Shir Shaddai, and this is the Masters Melee number 22. We have recently changed our rules a little bit so that not just Masters can play, so that other people up to Masters as well, because we had some Diamond players who wanted to be able to play in it who were not able to based on the rules due to a typo, more or less. It's just like, it was basically we designed it for Masters players, and it's like, why can't anybody else play? And I'm like, I don't know actually. So we just kind of changed the rules. So it works out. Amended the Constitution, as it were. Anyway, we are going to be getting into games fairly soon. As soon as I find one to cast. We had 9 people to sign up and 5 people check in. So, not as ideal as I would have liked. I would have loved to have a solid lineup to cast for the night. Just because I like longer tournaments, it gets me more to do. And gives me a chance to showcase a lot more players. So I'm just trying to handle logistics as I go. Just inviting the players. So we actually have 2 Diamond players that will be playing in this first series. So, good change, obviously. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. You can give us a follow if you haven't already. I am going to be getting the vetoes from our players so that we can get this show on the road. I'm going to put some music on while we wait as well, so we're not as bored, I guess. Alright, so they already have vetoes underway. So that we can get going. In the meantime, we have new tournaments going on the EU server right now. In the mornings for NA players, but for EU players, it's an evening tournament very much along the line of this. So we have both an open that occurs on Wednesday evenings, and we now have a Sunday Heroes Open. Obviously on Sundays, 7 p.m. CET, same time as the Wednesday Open. And we have Lady Azalis is heading that up, basically spearheading that effort, as she is our token EU person taking care of us. So the order's going to be Newkirk, Palladino, I think. No, Belshir and then Palladino. And And as soon as the players are ready to go, we are going to jump right in. Right as the music ends, which is really good timing. Both of our players are ready, and we are going to be working as intended. Not entirely sure one of our players is supposed to be Terran, but we will find out very shortly if he is. Anyway, spawning in the bottom left, we have our blue Zerg representing Psionic Aftermath. It is Strife. And in the bottom right, our red Terran, currently teamless, Zuckferg, aka Monster One. ZVT to start the night feels good, man. This is one of my favorite matchups. I guess, honestly, I'd have to say it is my favorite matchup to cast. Because there's so many technical difficulties. And by technical difficulties, I mean just technical input necessary to... Oh, no. Feels bad, man. I've done that before. Selecting too many drones and move commanding rather than building the hatch. That's definitely annoying, and it's going to set him back just a little bit. Probably tilt him more than anything else. Feels bad. Posting the bracket for someone in chat, as I don't remember how to log into MooBot to change it myself. Anyway, we are going to have a... Looks like a Reaper expand out of Zuckferg, out of Monster, and we'll have to see what his follow-up is. He's actually scouting with an SCV, just making sure it was not pool first. You can determine based on the time of that hatchery that it was in fact hatch first. About the time that SCV gets there on 19 to 20 supply, this will be about halfway done as it starts around 17. Natural CC already on the way. SCV coming home as the Reaper comes out, immediately starting a reactor on the first barracks. This is where we just see what his follow-up is going to be, if it's going to be a 2-1-1 or a 1-1-1, and it's going to be the standard 2-1-1 stem timing. From Strife, it's just a standard speed into 2 queens, making 6 slings, actually making 6 slings instead of 4 to deal with the Reaper, so he may not be confident in his ability to handle the Reaper initially. But he is going to be able to push this Reaper back. It does lose a Ling very early. The Queen will be popping out shortly and be able to finish pushing this Reaper away. Yeah, there's a couple of Lings going down so far. Not too bad as a bit of a pickup from this Reaper so far. Factory on the way. Second CC about to complete. Fighting off creep is not ideal, but he is going to push the Reaper completely back. Early Baneling Nest, so this may be a very aggressive play. A little bit of a supply block right now. Oh no, not supply block, but a little bit of a preemptive overlord for building enough Lings to push across the map. This Reaper is going to get out, continuing to pick off Lings. If this is in fact a Bane Burst, it's going to be very difficult for Strife to accumulate a sufficient number of Lings to pressure across the map. This Reaper just getting a lot done. Speed is finally done. He's hiding his Lings. Very good decision, actually. So, the Baneling Nest was not spotted. And these Lings were not spotted either. They're just hiding out. That's actually really, really solid play out of Strife. Just not revealing the fact that he's making a ton of Lings. The drone count in the natural wasn't verified as the Reaper was kept mostly in the front of this base. So he's not going to see this coming until it's there. This is actually going to be a very solid timing attack out of Strife. Goodness, 9 Banelings, 10 Banelings on the way. There's 11 Banelings, making Banelings as fast as he can. More Lings reinforcing from across the map. Only a handful of Marines, 9 Marines. There's a Baneling per Marine right now. This is going to be extremely powerful, extremely potent, and it's not scouted at all. There's no chance to get a bunker up. The wall's down right now. And Marines trying to kite against these Banelings, starting to try to focus fire them down. But they're going to get in, they're going to take down both the reactor and both supply depots, and immediately Monster taps out. And basically the fastest possible game from in a ZVT. Feels good to see a very fast game go down. Strife not very confident going into this map. Very nice to see him take a quick game to ease his nerves a little bit, get him ahead, and let him relax just a little bit. About ready to get into our second game. Apologies, the bracket is actually not accurate on the command. Let me see if I can get Net to change this. Here we go into game 2 on Belshir Vestige. KJ Freedom hanging out. Couldn't play, but because of dinner conflict, but he's watching while he eats. Feels good, man. Spawning up here in the upper left, our blue Zerg player representing Psionic Aftermath, currently up 1 game. It's Strife. Spawning in the bottom right, our red Terran player, currently teamless. He is Monster. We'll have to see exactly how Monster wants to adjust his play, if he anticipates a second Baneling bust, or if he anticipates a complete change in style. A lot of times players will adapt anticipating a very similar build and end up behind when a player that just cheesed them will play a very greedy opening or more of a standard opening and just get an increased worker count. Very fast SCV scout moving across the map for Monster, as he wants to guarantee that he knows exactly what he has to look forward to on the other side of the map. Standard hatch gas pool out of Strife. Interestingly, the pool is a little bit delayed. Or maybe not. It's just getting a couple extra drones up before he makes it. And there goes the pool. Saturating gas instantly. And standard barracks. Oh, was that a gas first? That should be a... I think that's going to be a gas first. I'm not entirely sure. The timing on that was so close. And I was not paying attention. Feels bad, man. But it is the traditional Reaper expand out of our Terran player. SCV's found enough information to see it's not a pool first, so he's going to go home. Reaper will go out and scout. Basically, that first SCV is going to tell you, is this a 12 pool? Because if it is a 12 pool, you really need to get a bunker up very quickly. Then you'll keep your Reaper at home and you'll make additional units before you drop your reactor. So this is actually a very greedy play from a Terran in general, to only have the Reaper on the map, so a lot of the pool first builds will allow the Zerg to sneak around the Reaper possibly. Oh, he loses a drone already. Second drone is going to die as well. This is very shaky start so far from Strife. Fail low minerals. He didn't have enough money to actually build units, and now he's going to put chance losing another drone as this Reaper doing a very good job microing around trying to catch it, and the Ling's just being chased down. Only catches one with a grenade, so not too bad. Again, the Reaper's just providing so much pressure, missing an inject in the natural already, as Strife is feeling the pressure. Very fast Baneling Nest as a follow-up. The Reaper didn't scout that either. But he's not dead yet, so he has a very solid chance to do so. Now, it's possible that Strife will show the same build and then not. That will give access to a lot more of a greedy option, as scouting this would very much allow him to play however he wants because the bust is anticipated. Now the situation though is we have a lot more Lings on the way, so this is exactly the same build. So rather than playing a different style, he's going to metagame and make Monster assume that he's playing straight up or more of a macro style. Right now, we have a bunker coming up in the natural, which is already an improvement in the situation. We have a wall beginning to be built, but it's not going to be there in time for these Lings to have to actually bust their way through this wall. More and more Lings continuing to flood across the map. Stim is not going to be done anytime soon, only producing 3 Marines at a time. The wall is beginning, actually, and he's going to be able to delay this. He's going to have to bust through. And he will. He busts through it, takes down a few of the Marines, instantly having to withdraw into the main base. There's not enough Banelings to punch through this wall, so he's going to have to pull back, make additional Banelings. He's going to be able to deny a lot of mining, take down a lot of SCVs. This natural base will be forced to lift. And these few Marines in the natural are going to get surrounded and go down. Continued production of Lings and Banelings. The natural CC has to lift. At this point, double bunkers on the way, which is exactly what you need to hold this kind of build. We have a Widowmine in production as well. We have a Liberator as well. This is going to be this is a very good reaction to what this build is. Now, unfortunately, these Banelings are sort of stuck behind the Lings. They're not going to be able to get in and punch through. He does get there, though. The Widowmine does like burrow, and it's going to get a huge hit, taking out all of the attacking forces. Natural CC is on the way to land, but there's already Lings as a follow-up in the natural. This all in from Strife has not ended yet. Unfortunately, because of the southern spawn, Monster has the advantage of a protected reactor, so the Baneling Bust will not take that down on the initial hit. Now the Liberator is going to go up and see the continued pressure from the other side of the map. Now, whether or not he realized there is a Liberator is the question. This is the traditional position to siege a Liberator. The Queen will be able to poke it down eventually, but not if he's not paying attention. There's really not very many drones to deny there, and that is identified by Monster. And this, a lot of drones are going to start going down. Loses 5 very quickly. And the Liberator is going to be pushed back. The drones are allowed to zoom mining, but that's 5 drones that are down and very likely not going to be replaced. Now the Queen in the natural almost goes down. And this Liberator is going to be pushed back again, looking like it wants to try to find another angle, possibly just hang out until Strife is not paying attention, but Strife is just hanging out. Just making sure he knows what he needs to be. He's landing a mule to repair. That is cheeky. The Queen is not actually going to be engaging. In the meantime, all the Lings and Banelings on the other side of the map get shut down, and the double medevac of Stim Marines are flying across the map, and that forces the tap out from Strife. And Monster will make this a series. Feels good, man. Iceman, thanks for the follow. So we'll have to see how he changes it up, and I would not imagine him to go for the same build on the 3rd map, as it is Paladino Terminal. And it actually does lend itself to more of an aggressive style because of the close by ground, there's just a general close rush distance on this map. Now the middle section can be secured with 1 pylon or supply depot, so it's a little bit more of a challenge to punch through the middle. You can just DPS it down, but versus a Zerg player, it sort of forces them to run the long way around. So that is definitely a valid strategy to use. Just waiting on Strife to ready up, and we'll be in the lobby and ready for the next phase of this master plan, as it were. As soon as we get the go-ahead, we will be good to go. Both our players are ready, and we are on the way. Feels good, man. Feels good. Spawning in the bottom right. Our blue Zerg player, representing Psionic Aftermath. It is Strife. Spawning in the upper left. Our red Terran player, currently teamless. It is Monster. Very curious to see how this game develops. It is more of a, I would say, Terran favored map, simply because of the size of the natural, as well, not size of the main rather. Very large main, as well as a little section over here on both sides of the main base that is shrouded with smoke, so you can drop down into that and no one see it if they don't have a building. I'm trying to okay, they're just talking about the last game. Cool. Early SCV scout from Monster, moving across the map to, again, verify he's not being early pulled, because early pull means you just build your CC on the natural, in the high ground. Just identical build so far out of both of our players. Reaper Expand needs a... Oops. Hit the wrong buttons. Probably nice if I actually set scores for you guys. Natural CC on the way as well. Excellent save on the first drone, taking a spore crawler rather, to prevent the drone from going down. The first Ling that is wounded is going to be microed back. Focus fire is good though from our Monster player here. I hope I just did not actually have the overlay up the entire game. I do apologize, and sorry for the keyboard crit in chat. Caps lock hit. Combat drugs, good unit. The Reaper continuing to heal even in combat. All but one Ling has gone down this game so far. No Baneling Nest just yet, so that's already a difference. Usually Baneling Nest is down by 3 minutes in this build. It's Reaper going in for a full scout into the main, and we'll see no Baneling Nest just yet. But he's still not going to relax fully until he is absolutely sure. It is actually a 1-1-1 this time, instead of a 2-1-1. So it looks like he wants to just push across the map with some siege tanks and marines. Third base did go down. Reaper gets fully surrounded. Baneling Nest now goes down behind this, but there actually is a third. So that's already an important difference. The third base has gone down. We do have... Oh, he's double Baneling Nests. He's not... he doesn't know that he took a Baneling Nest already in the main. He's building 2 Baneling Nests right now. It's a little bit of a pressured response. He's still making drones, though. He's not making Lings. The question is he going to realize he has two baneling nests because he made one in the main and he made one in the natural? And I do hope he notices in time to cancel one because that is going to be very unfortunate. Lair already on the way at 4 minutes, very good timing. So far, there is no Evo Chamber on the way though, so upgrades are not a priority as yet from Strife. Just looks like he wants to get a decent drone count, and he is droning pretty hard. Making a few lings as well for defense of what he expects to be a 2-1-1, but it looks like it looks like Monster took the bait and he's playing super defensively, super total style. So he's getting he got a siege tank early to make sure he's not being all in. He didn't scout anything. So this is actually a very solid mind game right now from Strife, just trying to make sure he doesn't lose outright. I really would like to see another round of queens coming out of all three bases. We have an additional queen. Pardon me, coming out of the third base. The Liberators just going to start working on this Overlord, start being annoying, as Liberators are known to do. Spore Crawler coming up in the natural. None in the main just yet. Just to help push this Liberator away. He goofed something somewhere. He made a lot more Overlords than he wanted to, I guess. He just made a Roach Warren. But he may have just realized he made a double Baneling Nest. The drones are going to come off. He only loses a couple or three. The Liberator will be pushed back very quickly between the Queen and the Spore Crawler. And the very interesting spot from the Liberator, though, is the Queen is not going to be able to see it, and it may actually go down, and it is going to die. So this is going to give the Liberator basically free reign as the Spore Crawler is repositioning. Drones have not come off the line. There they go. He does get 2 additional drones. Liberator is not going to get away, though, as Spore Crawlers do a decent amount of damage. You do have Baneling speed finishing up right now. For whatever reason, a Roach Warren went down as well. So it looks like he wants to do a Lingbane Ravager versus Terran, which is very interesting. I have to look and see what he scouted. Now, we don't actually have any Overlords on the other side of the map, as there is a Viking, and it looks like he is on attack path to find all these Overlords, which is a huge deal. And he's actually not scouted anything. He has no idea what's in the main base. It is going to be a bio follow-up, a little bit of a supply block, though. It's going to be unfortunate for him. But this Viking is going to be able to get so many Overlords because there's no real anti-air, and they're just kind of rallied over here to the dead space. The Viking on A-click is just not going to get as efficient of a job done. But there's a huge Marine force moving across the map. As Strife is moving across the map, he's going to catch him. Going to see moving into each other. There's no Banelings. There really need to be Banelings. Baneling speed has completed, but there are no Banelings. There are no Banelings in production. And this Ravager is going to Ravager force is going to push back the bio, and he's going to force him to pick up and try to drop into the main base, or possibly the natural, as he sees there's nothing here to provide vision of a drop. So he's just going to fly the long way around. These other Marines are going to come home. So far, pressure done pushed back very well, but we have no Banelings on the ground. And no Banelings in production. And I really would like to see Banelings, because rolling Banes are really, really strong versus Marines. And he's pushing across the map right now. He doesn't even know this drop is coming as it lands in this, again, shadowed area. Very map specific. And the Ravagers are pushing through the middle, and Ling's pushing around the side, and every drone in the natural, as well as most of the tech, is going to die. There is nothing home. There are 26 Banelings in production on the wrong side of the map. The main hatchery looks like it's going to fall. The spawning pool likely will fall as well. A lot of drones, 16 drones have gone down. At this point, Strife is more or less all in, and he's forcing a base trade. He's flying into the natural. He's going to pick up all the drones here as well. As Strife tries to push into this, muscle his way through. He has no high ground vision, so he's not going to be able to deal with these tanks. He's got to get high ground to take care of these siege tanks, and he's not going to be able to do it because there he goes. He finally gets some high ground vision. But all these Marines are going to be able to punch through this very well. More and more drones go down, and Monster just takes the series through a very well executed drop, completely unscouted by Strife. And our Terran player will go on to the finals.
Well, we did not have a Torbjorn or a Bastion on offense.
going to look for another series to get into.
Possibly I could go look see if that's
Just need to find our next game to cast. And that just means I have to see if Space Jam is in the middle of a round right now.
let's say actually Harambe would be good for pushing them back.
I'm just hanging out for a minute as I look for a game. I'm going to put it on the BRB screen, put on some music while I wait on something to do. Because I do have nothing to cast right now. I do want to say thanks for hanging out. Go ahead and give us a follow if you haven't already, and we will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally ready for our second semifinal. Both players are Masters 2. It is going to be a PvP, which I'm absolutely okay with, as I am a Protoss player. And our first game is on Proxima Station. And we are getting into it right now. Interesting situation is Lunith is from Australia and Magic Rover is from EU. So it's going to be a very interesting latency situation. Currently on the East Coast server, I think, or maybe Central, but we'll see how it goes. Spawning in the bottom left, our blue Protoss representing all inspiration, it's Lunith. And spawning in the upper right, our red Protoss player from the EU but teamless on NA, it's Magic Rover. So both of them going for close pylons, which means they're not walling off their front ramps. Walling off the front ramp is a very... I think it's actually a good thing to do when you have in-base naturals, because it makes it more difficult for your opponent to scout in the early game. It allows you to do things like fast Stargate Phoenix or even a fast natural to play defensive, as well as allows you to one base and then proxy a gateway, say over here or something, so that you can warp in and pressure their front. Just a very good map for PvP as far as the variety of games it can deliver. Already we see a probe moving across the map for Magic Rover to get a scout on what Lunith is up to. Nothing unusual though. Mirror builds out of our players. 2 gate, 2 gas, cyber core into whatever else they want to do. Now we do see Magic Rover putting 3 in gas and Lunith only putting 2 in gas. This matters for the tech of choice. A lot of times when you see 3 probes per gas, you're going to see a Stargate play, or possibly double Stalker into fast tech. We'll have to see exactly where Rover wants to go with it. Right now, he's getting a full scout on his opponent right now. Sees all the pylons in the base. That's what he was looking for. You see, he turned around as soon as he got this second pylon. He wanted to make sure that there were no pylons on the map, and the easiest way to do that is to see how many pylons your opponent has. So right now, the fact that there are 2 pylons here means there's not one on the map, unless, of course, our blue Protoss player decided to be cheeky and hide one anyway. And he actually is going to start one at the front to have a place to overcharge should that be necessary. Meanwhile, Lunith just about to get out with his probe right as the Stalkers are going to pop. That said, the probe is going to die, because it did go back in. He's going to scout the fact that there is a Stalker opening. Scout Stalker opening as well for Lunith. Now the difference right now is Lunith actually has more gas right now than Magic Rover. Magic Rover's started 2 Stalkers instead of 1, and Lunith has opted for a faster Nexus. Natural just going to be coming down for Magic Rover now, so a little bit of an advantage. Lunith already getting a Sentry and the Mothership Core, so spending that gas rather well. Magic Rover with a little bit of a gas bank right now. Scouting this possible proxy location with the Mothership Core, just being very careful to not be caught off guard by any shenanigans. We do have a Robo out of both players at very similar times, and a little bit of Stalker pressure at the front. 3 Stalkers will push the 2 back. One already taken some pretty serious hull damage, the other only shield so far. And this will be pushed all the way back to the front door, where possibly a Sentry can be used to trap some Stalkers, but he's not going to overextend. He's just going to be satisfied with pushing the initial Stalkers back. Worker counts right now, Lunith in the lead by 2. That will begin to grow more rapidly as a second Nexus is available for double production. Natural Nexus for Magic River will be finishing very shortly. Observer out of both players. Be interesting to see if they're going to send them directly across the map or keep them with their army in case their opponent is DTing them. See, it's always, if you don't know how your opponent plays and you're not really able to get reliable scouting information, a robotics facility is always a safe bet. Stargate, actually. So Robo into Stargate. So this is going to be a Void Ray Immortal push, probably, from Luneth, which is actually a very strong push. Especially if you have latency issues, you won't necessarily be able to control disruptors reliably. Excuse me, and we do have a blink out, double Stargate. Very interesting. Not used to this. I want to see where this goes. We do have Stalkers in position in case it is going to be an Oracle. A little bit of an opening here could be leveraged by an Oracle, but the Stalkers should be able to pick it from behind if it decides to fly in. Because that even assumes it will be an Oracle. It is going to be Phoenix Opener. A little bit of a supply block, though, from Luneth. Oh, do you scout it? You don't actually see. That's a really good spot to put those Stargates. You're not going to see a thing. He's actually overcharging to try to take down a hallucination. That should tell him immediately something is definitely not kosher. Double Phoenix production, though. I actually like Phoenix a lot in this matchup, but I've not seen them started this late. And the Observer goes down as well, so there's just zero information on these Stargates. He's gonna bank Phoenix, possibly to lift Immortals and Disruptors. Very strong potential in this build. Excuse me. I only sound like I'm bored. Very curious, though. He's hiding his Phoenix, so he's just not going to let them know he's got any just yet. Actually, as I say that, Caster Curse, he's moving out with his first forward to try to pick some things up. We have the Phoenix hallucination from Luneth flying around the back to see what all the tech structures are. He's going to get a full scout. He will see the robotics bay. And these Phoenix are going to go around and be able to start lifting probes. He's going to have to be very careful, though, because the Mothership Core is available on full energy. So the overcharge should come very quickly. But it is not coming, and there it goes. It does come out. So double overcharge burned, loses 3 probes. Phoenix not really injured very much. A couple Stalkers whipping into the natural to defend that. 4 Phoenix, though. One probe from Rover hanging out in the natural base of Luneth right now. A few more probes do go down. So far, we have 6 probe kills out of Luneth so far. Very good play. I really do like Phoenix for this reason, is you're able to keep your opponent, basically keep your opponent at home. Be able to pick up free workers. Free workers if you're paying attention. Not one Phoenix has gone down just yet. One more worker has gone down as well. This Phoenix, sort of out of position, may actually go down. And it actually won't. Blink is done. Okay, there he goes. And he does blink, he just doesn't pick it up. Doesn't have quite enough Blink Stalkers to deal with this. Now the problem is he's already going into Disruptors, so he's going to have to get more Disruptors than there are Phoenix. Behind the Phoenix Opener, we do in fact have the Void Ray transition. 3rd Stargate? Where is it? Okay, it's just right here. I'm looking right at it. So he's actually going 3 Stargate. Is he going fast Sky Toss? That's actually a really good decision versus a Blink Disruptor composition. No cannons just yet, though. Templar Archives coming down. Really good decision. I like that a lot. Do have a cannon, actually. Double overcharge. We'll be able to pick up a couple Phoenix. A lot of Phoenix just went down, actually. Lost 3 Phoenix. Only picked up 6 more kills. That is definitely not worth it. So, cannon plus pressure. Now, these Stalkers are going to hang out in the front, try to start pressuring this 3rd base, as he does know it's there. He doesn't necessarily know about the follow-up of the Void Race, but he does have Guardian Shield, he does have Disruptors to deal with his ground army. He's going to try to hit a timing before the rest of the army is ready. He's going to pick off the Sentry very quickly, he's going to be able to pick off the rest of the ground army, but he's going to lose a lot of his army because he's fighting in these alignments. He's going to pick up quite a few Void Rays, but he's trading his entire army for them. Whenever they align, you run. Pro tip, guys. So a little bit of an overextension by Magic Rover. +1 air and mass Void Rays. Templar Archives is already down, but he has not begun Storm Research, which he's going to need as these mass quantities of Void Rays continue to visit the field. He does have a Templar. He's just making straight into Archons. He doesn't have Storm, and he really needs it. Starting +2, still getting Disruptors. But this is going to be basically a Skytoss army. 4th base already on the way for Luneth. This is actually a really good map for Skytoss. It's very easily defended. Fleet Beacon, we will in fact have carriers. And this has not been scouted yet. Luneth going for more of a safe 4th base, and Rover taking his chances with the gold. Starting actually armor instead of attack. I actually feel like just straight attack upgrades in the air are better than armor, and just get shields for everything else because it also affects ground targets. Now he's going to have to make something happen fairly soon because we have a very large number of Void Rays sitting at 11, 12 right now. Easy to tap that, just hit, yeah, sitting at 12. And no Storm as yet. Carriers are already on the way. This hallucination is going to scout the number of Void Rays, and he should be very afraid to move in right now. There's basically no ground army at the moment for Luneth, so these Disruptors are basically worthless supply at the moment. He is going to try to focus some of them down. He can still pick off some probes. He's going to identify the fact that there's another expansion over here, so he's going to move over to start pressuring that. But these Void Rays are going to align and let disrupt. The Phoenix are going to be able to lift some units up. And it's going to be very difficult for Magic Rover to get anything done. His army is just melting away out here. So these Void Ray lines are just so good. And Carrier's already on the map. And Magic Rover just calls GG. He already knows he can't do anything with that. So we're going to be getting into our second game already. Very decisive play by Luneth. Just getting that Void Ray count high enough to contest the ground army out of his opponent. We're going to be going to Newkirk Precinct as our second game in this PvP that, you know, never happens. Feels good, man. Haven't cast a PvP in a long time, I feel like. So players are now ready. They're going to be going into this game. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Do remember to give us a follow. You can also follow us on Twitter at proxy_tempest to be notified when all of our tournaments, both NA and EU, go live. Spawning in the bottom left, our blue Protoss player representing all inspiration and currently up one game. It's Luneth. And in the bottom right, our red Protoss from the EU, teamless on NA, is Magic Rover. Again, neither player opting to wall the front. Welcoming any early scouts. Interesting pylon positioning from both players as they are aware of the needs to pylon properly to defend against early oracles or adept pressure. Magic Rover electing to put his more forward, while Luneth puts his more back, more toward the back. exact mirror build so far, though. Both sending out their probe scouts at the same time. Lunith making sure there's nothing in the natural before moving across the map. Second gate coming down for both players. Both making probes. Just exact same things. Nothing's going to be really significantly different from either player until both of their cyber cores finish and they start making units. So the way that SOS prefers to do this is he'll get like two to four stalkers, and then he'll expand, and then he'll get some kind of tech. And that's generally considered a safe way to play the game. So if you're being pressured early, you'll be able to defend early pressure. Magic Rover just running around, literally running circles in the main base of Lunith, trying to identify the tech paths that will be chosen to see if there's going to be an early third base or what the choice will be. It is going to be double stalker from Magic Rover, and Lunith hasn't actually started any units. He's just taking a very fast Nexus. So this is actually about the greediest Nexus you can get away with in this matchup. The Stalkers will arrive in time to defend the first two Stalkers if they elect to move across the map. But this is a very interesting opening so far. Now it is already scouted, Nexus timing, so the follow-up is going to be Stalker pressure. Mothership Core 4 Magic Rover moving across the map will try to take out some probes as these Stalkers move across the map to pressure the natural. We have a Twilight Council coming up out of Magic Rover. So this may become a Blink all-in, which I don't disagree with. It also might be DTs, to be honest, but I would imagine more along the lines of Blink. Now the Mothership Core is about to hit the main base. Robotics Facility out of Lunith. Very safe choice. This is going to be an all-in, a one-base all-in. Proxy Gateway will be coming very soon, I would imagine. Mothership Core going to get in here, scout the Robotics Facility. It is a Dark Shrine. It's a Dark Shrine. Feels good, man. Need some cheese in our life. Just a little bit of Protoss cheese in our life. 3 Stalkers and a Sentry versus the 4 Stalkers. Forge already on the way for Lunith, so just wanting to play more of a solid game. The Sentry is actually going to get picked off very quickly, so that's a very good pick off. The Stalker is going to continue to pick down. He's going to have to get out though because another Stalker has rallied in. Now the third gateway is on the way. Immortal production beginning. So far he has not actually made an Observer. He's forcing an Immortal with that first. Oh, he's going to see the Stalkers rallying and he's going to know. So he knows this is one base. He doesn't necessarily know there are DTs though. Oh, pick the Mothership Core is huge. He's going to bait the overcharge, but he is going to pick the Mothership Core. Just barely. First Immortal almost done. Continuing to whip in Stalkers defensively. Another Mothership Core immediately on the way. Not necessarily a bad thing to lose it because you're able to get the energy back for a faster overcharge. 2 DTs on the way. Right now we do not have an Observer and we do not have one on the way. No cannons. Natural base just began from Lunith. Now we do have 2 DTs that are already making their way in. They're going to be able to get inside and depower the robotics facility, which means there will not be any observers available. So this is already a big deal. He's trying to make about 400 pylons to make sure this actually happens. But the observer can't possibly come out in time to save all these workers. So they're just going to be able to start focusing down the pylons, prevent them from even coming up. And Lunith just taps out. He knows he doesn't have anything to deal with this. And Magic Rover will take a game. Feels good, man. Little bit of cheese for you for the evening. Our last map is going to be on Abyssal Reef, which I haven't actually seen a PvP on. Well, I'll take that back. Stats versus Petite Drogo I watched from Stats' point of view. So I can't say I haven't seen any. I haven't cast any. So we will be getting into this, and I will get to see how these players approach this matchup on this map. We've already seen a Sky Toss Rush out of Luneth. Well, not real Sky Toss Rush, I guess. Sky Toss style out of Luneth. We've seen a DT Rush out of Magic Rover, and that was actually really solid. Pressuring the front to force an Immortal, really good decision. Really good. I like it a lot. As soon as we get our ready from our players, we'll be going in to this final game in this best of 3. Excuse me, I am very hungry at this point. We are now going in. Feels good, man. Really solid games. This means we will in fact have a PVZ Grand Finals. No, PVT Finals rather, because one of these Protoss have to win. Sorry for those of you in chat who would prefer Protoss to lose. Well, I guess that's going to happen as well. I know a lot of people personally that do not like Protoss because of how difficult it is to scout them. The early game is sort of limited, but if they can survive the early game, they have quite a few options to get aggressive, get really annoying. Spawning on the bottom right, representing all inspiration, our blue Protoss, it is Luneth. And spawning in the upper left, our red Protoss, teamless on NA, it is Magic Rover. And again, we do our little dance as we wait on our players to reach the point of tech. Wondering if I can find the whale shark. I may not have the technology. I can't see the shark. I'm zoomed out as far as I know how to zoom, so. Camera looks super shaky, actually. That's better. No shark. Feels bad. Okay, so one thing about this map is the destructible rocks at the very front, but there's also 2 attack paths into the natural. So for a Protoss player, I found pylon here, gateway here, leaves 1 gap for a unit, and then you can put cyber core and a tech structure here and complete this wall off, and then you just make this be your 3rd base, this be your 4th, and this be your 5th, etc. Now another thing I've seen though is they'll leave this path open by using 2 pylons in this front wall. This will become the 3rd base, and a lot of times whenever you don't wall, this will become a 3rd base, like versus Protoss or versus Terran. I actually feel like this base is better to take versus Terran because you can actually siege up tanks here and hit the mineral lines in the natural. And if you have a base here, it means they're going to be having to attack into your 3rd base, and it'll be very difficult for them to split your natural and your 3rd, as you can weapon in both places. So we have somewhere. Okay, there it is. I see a probe. Just hanging out, looking to see what's up. Scouts, again, a very early Nexus out of Luneth, just playing very, very much life on the edge, delaying units until that natural starts. And we'll have to see exactly how Magic Rover responds to this. He is going to immediately pressure with his initial Stalkers. So definitely can agree with that. He looks like he's going to go build a gateway pylon assembly down here. So again, a 1 base build. Now, looks like he does want to take a faster Nexus behind it, though. Looks like it's going to be a little bit different build. Possibly a Proxy Stargate, as opposed to DT Shrine. Now, we do have pylon coming down with the Mothership core at the front to defend. And is that a 3rd base already? No, that's just scouting for proxies, just making sure he's safe. Actually, Magic Rover didn't proxy anything. He's just going to bring his Stalkers home, be content to play a little bit more of a greedy style in response. Oh, wait, he did actually open Oracle, open Stargate in his main. I was so busy looking to see what he was going to proxy that I didn't actually see what he was doing. So Mothership Core will pressure, force an overcharge, and it's going to have to recall to get out because there are 2 Stalkers. He just calls instantly, He does bait the overcharge, which is absolutely a good call, a good pick, because this Oracle is going to get a lot more done. We actually already have. Is it just the one? Okay, yeah, it is just the one. And we don't have a pylon down yet over here for Luna. He's just trying to make sure he sees anything coming. I kind of like building a pylon out here just so you can see. He had the extra vision. Mothership core is in position for an overcharge, but it only has one. Twilight Council coming down behind this robotics facility. Double sentry from Luneth. And we do have the sentry moving in, Oracle moving in. He'll get one probe. He's going to push back, though, taking a little bit more damage than he necessarily should have. But will get out alive. Robotics Facility and Twilight Council as well from Magic Rover. So just a little bit of Stargate harass so far out of Magic Rover. I really do like Stargate openers. I really do. Phoenix are my favorite unit in StarCraft 2. I really want to find that shark, though. There's the shark. But I can't zoom out that far. Oh, wait, yes. Hey! The shark! We got him. Feels good, man. I think I was just looking in the wrong spot. I think I was trying to look too far over to find this thing. But he's just kind of moving around looking to see what he can see. Oracle with 4 kills so far, only probes so far. Is going to pick up another one. The Stalker from the Natural is going to push this Oracle back a little bit farther, take no additional damage on his hull. Good control so far. We actually have Glaives out of Luneth. Glaives Immortal. I like it a lot, although I'm not sure how I feel about it versus a Stargate. Question is, how much has he seen? He has not seen anything else. It's almost like he knows. Additional gateways on the way, getting it up to 4. So it's just going to be Blink Immortal versus Glaives Immortal, and I really would have to give that advantage to Luneth, because Glaives Adepts out DPS Stalkers. And if you can shade on top of the army, they'll have to blink away so that they're not completely surrounded, and can actually try to kite a little bit. But the problem is, you have higher DPS of a Glaives Adept versus a Stalker. Stalkers do bonus damage versus armored. Adepts do bonus damage versus light. But the DPS bonus from the 45% increased attack speed is absolutely huge. And we actually have the Warp Prism moving across the map now, looking to get some counter harass done. As this actually, though, this is just the main attack. And the Oracle is going to go down. Very narrowly, but it does go down. And Luneth beginning to march across the map. Third base is on the way. And this Phoenix hopefully will see the army. He does. He sees he does see it. So that's good information to have. Now, we don't have any pylons at the front to overcharge. We do have 2 Immortals. Glaives is already finished. Blink is coming up. Not quite done, though, out of Luneth. He's started chronoing it to make sure it can get done. We do have 1 pylon at the third base, but this third may have to be cancelled. Sentry's focused down very quickly. Force fielding, trying to separate the army just a little bit, but Immortals don't do bonus damage versus Adepts. They need to be focusing down the Stalkers, and then the Immortals are just completely doping out on the Adepts. Looks like Luneth is going to have enough army to push through this. Blink is now finished for Luneth, but the army is just not there anymore. Luneth with 1,000 minerals, 1,000 gas, and not nearly enough production. Just finishing up additional gateways. Loses his third base, or will lose his third base. But it doesn't really matter, as Luneth just pushing in. Magic Rover does tap out, and Luneth will be your second finalist. Very well played by Luneth, hitting a solid timing with that Glaives. I may have to go back and study that replay. I like that build. So we will be getting our other finalist in, and we will be getting ready to go. just going to verify what server Monster plays on so I know where to set my server to host. Looks like both of our players are AFK, so again, I have another BRB screen. I do apologize for all the downtime tonight, but at least you can listen to some music and not have to look at me. See you in just a minute. getting into our grand finals in a best of 5. Just getting our map picks, and we'll be good to go. And the Abyssal and the Nukuk will be last. Both players are ready, and here we go. Game 1 on Belshir Vestige, picked by our Terran player. Cactus and Paladino, Cactus and Proxima were the 2 vetoes. So we have Terran picking the map I feel would be very good for Protoss, and the Protoss picking a map I feel would be very good for Terran. I'll have to see how this goes, actually. Maybe I just have my understanding of the map pool completely backwards. It's entirely possible, to be completely honest. Spawning in the upper left, our purple Terran, currently teamless. It's Monster. Spawning in the bottom right, our blue Protoss representing all inspiration. It's Luneth. And my mouse is sticking to my mouse pad again. Apologies for all the random shaking that is about to occur. Alright. Again, this is a best of 5. So we have quite the potential for a crazy series. Looks like it's going to be a Reaper expand out of Monster, and looks like it's going to be a normal expand timing, a normal gate gas nexus from Luneth. Normal scout timing. It's actually going to smack into the SCVs, into the SCV scout. Natural nexus should go down before the definitely go down before the SCV arrives, so should not be an issue at all. Both players nailing their openers. Now the Reaper has not started just yet. Okay, there it goes. A little bit of a actually I'm not sure what it was. This probe is going to be able to delay this natural, possibly. No, he doesn't get anything else than that. He does going to verify, maybe, that there is a natural. He does verify that it goes down, so that's all he needs to know. The SCV, on the other hand, did the same thing, just verified there was an expansion, and that's all the scouting information either of these players need for the moment. As long as both players have a natural, they're content to play a little bit more standard. Adept first out of Luneth, not getting a mothership core. Skipping that for now. Reaper is going to come in. We'll have to see what the Adept control looks like. A little bit of oversaturation on the gas, I guess, just trying to make sure he doesn't lose the probe. As he did delay the mothership core, there's not going to be anything to meet this Reaper initially, but the Adept will be out very shortly. We actually are going to lose a probe. And the overcharge goes off with 0 pick. Adept is going to be able to take down this Reaper. Just barely, though. So a little bit oversaturated. One gas just moves the probe over, and he's absolutely good to go. Nexus already finished. Natural CC is finished. We have a 2-1-1 opener from Monster, and a Robo into immediately second and third gates. So skipping Twilight for now, or at least delaying it. There goes the Twilight. Or maybe not. Twilight, yes, no? Are you going to Twilight? I don't know. We'll have to see. He may want to go into a fast Robo Bay instead of a Twilight, which makes sense, to be honest, since that is the current meta, at least as far as a lot of the European players go. Now, Luneth is actually from the Australian server, so I don't know how that translates. But I would not be at all surprised to see a fast Robo Bay as soon as the Robo facility comes up, as we don't have a Twilight. We do have a robotics bay coming down now. Oh, it's disruptor drops. Is all I can figure. He's actually getting the prism before he gets the observer, though. I like getting an observer to send across the map first, just to get a scout on what your opponent's going for tech-wise. This is actually really good, though. I feel like this disruptor drop is going to get a lot done versus the 2-1-1 opener. You're able to do a lot to shave off units just to prevent them from ever actually getting to your side of the map. Whipping in adepts actually is going to drop adepts first. I guess looks like just to apply a little bit of early pressure, which honestly is not terrible. This is actually the second that this observer would be out in time to stop a mine drop as well. And disruptor, and actually no, straight into Colossus. Dang it, I was looking for disruptor drops. A little bit of a supply block though. Pylon just finishing up in the natural, allows this Colossus to start. 2-1-1 moving out with actually a reduced number of Marines he has to pick up for the bunker. But as it moves out, we have this drop in the natural. So the 2-1-1 is actually having to come back and unload to deal with these adepts, because right now there's just not enough army on the ground right now. How many times can I say right now in one sentence? Let's find out right now. No. But this drop is very much delayed. The Marines are going to be focusing the adepts, but the prism gets out. Stim is not completed, so he can't actually chase this prism down just yet. Unless, of course, he just throws it away. Widowmine is out to help defend the drop. He actually is going to relocate in a sneaky way so he doesn't get dodged immediately. We'll have to see if it pays off. Additional adepts whipping in to defend. We have our first Colossus out already, second already on the way. Very fast Colossus. No Twilight until after he starts his Colossus. He starts Glaives immediately after. Additional gateways as well. So no forges yet either. So just straight up gateway to Colossus Adept. So no anti-air right now. I like this a lot when I open Phoenix styles, but okay, check this out. This drop is going to get here just in time to see this pylon going down. And he's going to try to cancel the Nexus, and because the Nexus is already down, it very likely will be canceled. Stim is already done. We just have one Colossus and a handful of Depths and 3 Sentries to stop 16 stemmed Marines from taking down this base. Instantly focusing down the pylon. It's going to force a cancel on the Nexus. The probes are saved though, and the Warp Prism is going to get focused down. Huge pickoff. Loses only 1 Marine for all that damage. And then he doesn't have to worry at all about Warp Prism pressure on the other side of the map, which is never ideal as a Protoss. You just can't pressure your opponent. Quite a few pylons in the main base to deny this Liberator from getting much damage done. He's trying to bait the overcharge as he just tries running in and out to see if the Mothership Core is paying attention. Now he's going to lose a couple. Actually, no. Look at this. He's just trying to bait that overcharge. Nah. There he goes. He waits to commit until he commits to it. Only loses 1 probe. Very actually annoying play out of Luna, out of Monster. Double drop moving out again, but the army's at the front door. This is actually a really solid timing attack. I like this build. Just sitting here like, woo! Now we do have the drop still moving across the map, but right now there's nothing to deal with it. Cancels the 3rd CC, moving straight up into production. There's no real army here. Do we even have... We don't even have Thermal Lance. He skipped Thermal Lance. This is interesting. Huh! I don't like that he skipped Thermal Lance, honestly. He's got the money. Well, he doesn't have the minerals for it. Liberator's out, but he does going to shut down mining. He needs to get some Stalkers for anti-air purposes, because he only has 3 sentries. But we do have another push going into the main base, and into the natural base, rather, of Luneth. There's a few Stalkers here to receive this push, but they're only Marines. There aren't any... Oh my goodness, there are not any sentries, there aren't any adepts, and there's no blink right now, so there's actually going to be quite a bit of damage done, but there's no mining at all allowed for Monster right now. He's going to try to drop into the 3rd and pressure it as well, but there will be additional weapons there, additional adepts. We do not have any forge upgrades. We don't have blink on the way at all. Just have this little bit of a contain from Luneth on the other side of the map. Okay, extended Thermal Lance only just now starting as a 3rd Colossus finishes up. Now these Units are going to be in trouble right now. It looks like this entire army might be forfeit as they're fighting in Liberator circles. And they are getting pushed back by this tank in Liberator circles. And the entire army is going to get cleaned up. A little bit of an overextension out of Luneth. Most of the Adepts will survive, but 2 Colossus die for free. Income is very much in favor of... Let me see if I can do this. Yes, I can. Very much in favor of Luneth, as the natural CC has been off the ground for a long time, and Luneth has been mining off a 3rd base for a very long time. Another Colossus already done. 2nd Colossus about to finish. Still have no... We have a Forge at this point, but we don't have any Forge upgrades. We have no eBay upgrades either, actually, from Monster, so it's not as big of a deal. And actually the worker count's looking very good in favor of Luneth as well. But if you look at his map vision, all he has really are the towers. So he doesn't ever see this Liberator harass. He doesn't ever see drops coming down. He doesn't really have any anti-air to speak of on this side of the map. Looking for observers as he wants to start possibly pushing across the map, or at least make Luneth think he is. And these 2 Liberators will set up on the 3rd base and deny mining here for quite some time. Slow reaction from Luneth means he loses 7, 8 workers, 9 workers, bringing a total up to 10, and then just picks up and leaves. I didn't see this Liberator hit the main base. But just making sure he's staying as annoying as possible, doesn't ever actually lose his Liberators. Triple medevac drop coming on. Looks like he wants to go into the main base. No pylons at the edge to overcharge and deny it. Bringing the worker count even as 21 workers of Luneth have gone down. The medevac drop moving around. 3rd base almost completed from Monster. Army going to be completely out of position to deal with this as they just want to get some damage done. 3 medevacs cannot be stopped with 1 mothership core in the main base. They should be able to defensively warp in. But I really don't see this drop being stopped this easily. He's scanning the 3rd base and doesn't see the army. Army is actually now all the way across the map right now. But the drop is going to move into the main now, as the army for Luneth is out of position. It's now going to actually start working on coming home. Mothership Core has not reacted to overcharge. It's not even going to get a pylon down, and it just falls. Colossus falls immediately. 2nd pylon is going to be focused down. Actually, no, he's just going to focus on probes. I kind of feel like taking down production would be huge just to prevent defensive weapons, and it almost forces Luneth to be all in. He loses a lot of his units for free to the Liberator and Siege Tank fire. He just can't break that position. Main Nexus is going to fall. The robotics facility is going to fall. Colossus production completely shut down. +1 weapons has already completed for a Protoss player, but he's not going to get +2. He just straight up cancels it because he needs to warp in defensively. The Yozahead takes a 4th base, starts another robo facility, but this drop is just getting so much done. He's depowering all the production. He's going to be able to snipe some of the tech. I'd like to see him try and pick off this Templar Archives. But he's actually going to focus down the finish focusing down the pylons in the main base, which is honestly not even going to supply block Luneth, but it does shut down a lot of the production. That's a total of only 5 gateways left, only 1 of which is powered. He scans the 4th base location, so he'll be able to push out and take that one down next. Excuse me, 3rd base just coming into land. It's 100, only supplied a 68. And the worker counts are even, which means it favors Protoss. Excuse me, favors Terran. 4 Liberators, 4 Siege Tanks, large number of Marines and Marauders, and only 2 medevacs that are out of energy. But he is going to be able to cancel this base. He's got 1 DT to try to defend. Right now he's going to clean out the middle map vision. And right now, I really don't see how Luneth is going to hold this, but we'll see what kind of miracles can be made. Pushing straight into this, the Liberators did not have time to siege. They will be focused down very quickly. Actually, no, just massive move command from Luneth. Absolutely taking a terrible fight, and Luneth will GG out as he understands the situation. Answer to your question, that was in fact game 1. We'll be moving into our 2nd map, which is Palladino, which in my opinion is very Terran flavored. go as soon as our players are ready. And Monster says, my heart is pumping 40,000 liters of blood per second right now. But here we go, getting into game 2. Spawning in the upper left, our purple Terran from the EU, teamless on NA. It is Monster. Spawning in the bottom right, our blue Protoss, representing all inspiration. Currently down 1 game. It's Luneth. Gas first out of... Oh my goodness. So I hit the wrong button. There we go. Control Shift 5. Feels delayed, man. But it is going to be a wall-less build, honestly. I'm not even going to wall it back here. Going to be a gas first, probably 1-1-1. Whether or not it's a 1 base all in is another story. Very fast SCV scout. May want to eBay block. But he doesn't elect to. Gonna try and chase down that probe maybe. But Luneth will scout both gases already taken, which does indicate 1 base play. Factory should come down very shortly after this barracks finishes. Reaper will come out first. Standard 19 Nexus opener from Luneth. No factory down just yet. Is it proxy? Oh, it's a proxy factory. Okay. That makes sense. Now, Luneth isn't going to be able to see this for a minute, but he should be able to extrapolate due to the lack of tech in the main base, which he, again, hasn't scouted yet. But, it'll be a little bit before Luneth discovers this. Probably just a walk-in Widow Mine. But it is possible to have proxy Cyclones. We'll have to see. I feel like Cyclones are stronger than the Widow Mines. Okay, it's going to be Widow Mines straight into a proxy starport. Not quite ready to receive the Reaper is Luneth. Robo facility immediately on the way. Skip delaying the mothership core, which is absolutely the right call. There's going to be another probe goes down. 2 probes picked off by this Reaper, which is definitely annoying. And it will get out into the natural. There's only 1 unit so far. Widow Mines are on the way. Starport will probably produce a Liberator. And we have a bunker coming up at the front to prevent any death, I guess. So it's actually a medevac. He's just a proxy Widow Mine drop. This is definitely interesting. Not at all what I would have expected. So he's going to start probably an Immortal instead of a... No, he's going to start an Observer, so that's actually really good. Starting an Observer first. Another ship core is out. Stalker patrolling in the main base, or in the natural base rather. Looking for this guy, who is going to scout and bait an overcharge, which means there won't be one available when the Widow Mine drop comes, which is, by the way, now. It's scouted. The Widow Mines will burrow. And the probe split. Mothership core doesn't go down. Loses 2 probes. This full health Widow Mine will be saved, and it will be lifted off into the main base. Where's the Observer? The Observer is missing. He canceled the Observer and got a... Canceled the Observer and got an Immortal. He's getting an Observer now. But it's just picked up and it's going to walk over into the natural base. And, very good response time from Luneth there. Only losing a couple workers so far to this very tech-related opening. Now, at this point, though, we have Siege Tanks and Liberators also proxied. Marines finally starting to make their way over, but it still has not been scouted at all. Siege Tank will be able to set up and completely shut down Luneth's army, as Siege Tanks are apt to do. You have to be careful not to overextend. Here come the Marines. And he's going to try to bait the units into the Siege Tank fire, which is exactly what's going to happen. Huge shot on the Stalkers, start going down very quickly, just forcing his way through, trying to pick these units down. He's going to be able to take down this tank very quickly. His Immortals are really good at that, and he's going to lose his Stalker as a result, though. He's not going to really have any kind of army. He's only on 3 gateways. He whips in 3 Stalkers into the main. But he does take down the Siege Tank, and that is already a step in the right direction. Resources lost, though, is in favor of our Terran player by quite a margin. Observer goes down, which is never ideal. Siege Tank number 2 sieges up. It'll begin to work its way through. Liberator's going to go down. First one, second one is still up, so it's still going to be very difficult to break this situation. Immortal goes down. This push is finally pushed back, and actually, because of how all in that was, Luneth is going to hold, and he's going to secure game 2. I personally have vetoed this map for reasons similar to this push. I feel like the 2-base version is significantly more terrifying. But Luneth actually knew exactly how to sacrifice units to hold that. I would not have risked it, but that might be one reason I'm not Masters and Luneth is. So our third map's going to be Honor Grounds. I've not had very much luck on this map versus Terran either. But I haven't played it since the first few days. Just all of the builds initially were CC first into Mass Marine Tank All-In. Because if you open Nexus first on a 4-player map and they Reaper you, you die. So it's basically like, no, just no. Can't afford to do. Just waiting on Luneth, but there he goes. As soon as we get a go ahead from our players, here we go. Good to go into game number 3 in this best of 5. So far, a solid series. I just tried to make an SCV. Spawning in the bottom right of Honor Grounds, it is our Purple Terran player from EU. It is Monster. And in the upper right, our Blue Terran representing All Inspiration. Tied 1-1, it's Luneth. Again, not trying to wall off at all. Just building everything close by. Very fast SCV scout will go all the way around the map before finding his opponent. Always terrible to get a last scout, and I swear on all these 4-player maps this season I have yet to get a first scout. Actually has happened once, but it sounds better to say I have yet to get a first scout. I don't know. So again, 19 Nexus, standard opening from a Protoss player. And our Terran player looks to be... Okay, yes, he is going to be going with the Reaper Expand. Now, Luneth actually going to be able to get the first scout on this, which is going to be very advantageous. To look and see, okay, he is in fact doing a standard build. I don't have to worry about being cheesed out. Presumably because Monster has such a difficult time dealing with Luneth in the first game. He wanted to try to end it quickly in the second, put himself on match point, but it didn't quite work. So he's just going to go back to his tried and true system. His probe needs to get here and see there is no gas. So that is a very important scout. To know that there is no second gas means this is a expand build, even though we didn't spot the expansion. Just based on the timings. It very likely is going to be a factory follow-up, and there it is. So just a 1-1-1 mine drop into Liberator follow-up. Reaper gets into the main base, gets one shot from the Mothership Core. I wonder if the delay, the lag is why the Mothership Core keeps missing this Reaper. It seems like he wants to be firing it faster than he actually is, and this Reaper is going to get pushed back by the Adept. It will make it out because of the very large jump area afforded by this map. It's very difficult to stop a Reaper from coming in, and then of course there's the normal ramp. Robo in the Twilight is our opener from Luneth. Starport follow-up, there's our Widow Mines, 2 Marines. This is the innovation opener that I've been trying to practice, but you know, there are no Protoss on ladder right now, so there's that. He's going to start working on his front wall though. Double gate follow-up, nothing unusual, just standard play. A little bit late on his third gate though, as he wants to get this. Oh, he canceled it? Oh, why? He canceled his already half-done... Oh, it's D2 drops. He canceled his half-done robotics facility. Unfortunately. Half-done warp prism, rather. Just taking his natural gases. One of his natural... There goes second natural gas. So he's going to have the ability to warp in DTs when this is done. Warp in all 3, because his warp gate will be finished, and the third gate rather will be finished. But we already have the eBay. And if he hits turrets this quickly, then it's going to be a very difficult thing for him to get any damage done. Now he is going to go ahead. He just made... Oh, did he scout it? Did he scout it? Did he scout it? Oh, I didn't actually get to hit it. He did scout the Dark Shrine. So he is going to go ahead and get those turrets up very quickly, which means it's going to be much more difficult to get any kind of damage done. Liberator already made. Do we not have Widow Mines? Okay, he does have one Widow Mine. It's up here. Wants to just hang out, but he's not burrowed, so he's literally just hanging out. He's not going to get anything done, but there he goes. He does burrow in. I already have a bunker. My goodness. Fully respecting the potential of these DTs. I really like this safe play. So my goodness, this Widow Mine is going to get a connect. And it gets finished off by the Marines, so 3 DTs and a Warp Prism die for absolutely nothing. And the Liberator on the other side of the map. Hashtag Terrand. Follow-up shows that he's getting Blink, and he's researching Blink, and he's getting a Robotics Bay. But to lose that much and get nothing done, 1,200 resources lost for 100 resources, which is the Reaper, is a huge deal. And he's going to finally clean up this Liberator, but he's already lost a ton of mining time right now. Resource collection rate very skewed in favor of Monster. As these probes start back to work, it will even out quite a bit. But for right now, there's such a disparity in the income. Just very solid defensive play from Monster. He's continuing to pump bio. He'll be studying combat shields with his second tech lab, I would imagine. Begin another reactor. Um, there we go. So he's going to be working on Marauder production, or is it just Marines? No, it's just Marines for right now. Colossus +1 already on the way. Second Liberator in the natural. The Stalkers will be able to get it with their patrol path. Start working on it already. The Liberator is going to siege up, and you need high ground vision, I think, here. Yeah, you've got to have high ground vision from your Mothership core in order to deal with this Reaper. Reaper, listen to me, with this Liberator. So that's a lot of denied mining time. Is there even a Mothership core on the map? Yeah, where is it? Okay, it's flying over. It was in the third base location, which has actually already been taken. Now he's just going to fly over, interestingly. Just pick up and move over to the name base. Get a few workers over there, just trying to out-multitask his opponent. And so far, so good. 55 army supply to 28, even though he's on a worker disparity. Trying to chase down this Liberator, but the Liberator's just sort of getting a full scout as he goes. He already knows about this third Nexus, which is a very good scout. But he's just balling up his units to where he has... Oh my goodness, that was a little awkward. To where he has comfortable quantity to deal with this. He's actually... What is this? Is he just ferrying units outside so he doesn't... Oh my goodness, he's doing it so he doesn't scan an observer or get scouted by this... What is this? He's ferrying all his units out so the probe cannot see them leave. This is huge. He's not going to see it coming until it's already here. This is actually really clever. My goodness, guys. This is next level. And this is the first point where he sees it coming and he's like, oh my goodness, here's an army. Here's a giant army and your army can't stop this. Nowhere close to being able to hold this much push, this much bio. Right now we have 1-1 to compare to only +1 and just not nearly enough army. Guardian Shield goes up, but the Widow Mines are going to get some solid hits. No, he actually backs away just in time. He overcharges, Mothership core gets focused down. And the Widow Mine connects, takes down the Sentry with the splash damage. And there goes the only advantage, the only way to hold that Luneth had. Second mine doesn't even need to go off. The bio is just pushed back by the quantity of overcharged shots remaining. Probes come off the line to try to tank for this, but there's still a Widow Mine that hasn't fired yet, so that's going to be a very risky thing to do. Stimming in to take care of these weapons before they actually finish. Probes come off the line. They'd like to. And the Widow Mine is going to finish this push. All the Widow probes go down. And my goodness, resources lost at this point. 4350 to 1725. Terran so efficient in this fight right now. 2 Widow Mines currently unable to scout them as the Observer is only just getting here. And still not actually in range of the second one. And he's about to take a second shot. There he goes, he sees it. Just in time. So 2 more Widow Mines land in. The Colossus are going to get pushed back very quickly. There's just so much bio right now. There's not enough. You need M canning level disruptors, and there are no disruptors to be had right now in order to stop this push. Two solid disruptor hits, honestly, could stop this push, but there are no disruptors. And the Widow Mine hits are good, and it very much looks like Luneth is going to be tapping out in the not too distant future. Third base going down, DT's whipping in, but immediately scanned down. And Luneth types out the GG. That was pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. It's terrifying. Terrible joke, but it's scary. Just getting race checks in. Lunith appears to be... Okay, there he goes. Not quite ready, but now is. And here we go. Game 4, Abyssal Reef. So much going on, man. These games have been so good tonight. Spawning in the upper left. Our Purple Terran on match point from EU. Teamless on NA. It is Monster. Spawning in the bottom right. Our currently red Protoss, representing all inspiration, is Lunith. So far, Monster showing his ability to play multiple styles to great effect in this matchup. And Lunith still looking for an answer to be able to apply early pressure and actually get damage done. Because the lost Warp Prism and 3DTs was definitely not the way to go. Standard opener from Lunith. Standard opener from Monster. The probe will get over here and confirm this. That it is not a one-base pressure. So far, the only thing it appears that Monster can't do is cheese a Protoss. But his macro and his control in general, just his ability to get damage done, multitasking, macro, just absolutely solid. Able to read a situation, able to perfectly defend with that Widowmine drop in the bunker in the natural. Not the Widowmine drop, but the Widowmine burrowed to pick off the Warp Prism drop. So is this going to be a 2-1-1? Let's see. This is looking like a 2-1-1. And there it is. Second barracks coming down. So just straight up standard Marine drop for this opener. Reaper coming into the main base. Nothing out to greet it as yet. It'll get some damage done initially. Does pick one probe off. Not going to burn an overcharge, although it's obvious that Monster wants to bait one. Going to be able to start picking on probes in the natural. Mothership core just moving around trying to zone it out, not allow it to get any extra damage done. So the Mothership core is going to take on a little bit of a forward defensive role while the Adept hangs out in the main. Reaper running full circle, going back into the main, trying to get a scout off, realize it is going to be another Robo opener. Robo into Blink, which may be actually another DT drop. This Reaper is going to get a little bit of a scout off. A little bit more mining time denied. Mothership core is moving back to intercept to try to get this thing killed, but it's not quite going to be there in time. Control really solid out of Monster, and it actually forces probes off, trying to just deal with the annoyance that is that Reaper. Starport on the way, reactor on the factory. Textbook 2-1-1. Absolutely practiced and knows what he's doing with this build. Again, it is going to be DT drops. It has not been scouted as yet, but it will be shortly. If the Reaper does not get in, I expect a scan to come down to identify the tech choice. And this is about when you need to scan, about the 4 to 4.5 minute mark to find out exactly what the tech looks like. And right now it is DT drops, but there's a supply block, so he's not going to be able to whip in immediately. anything to defend. He's on a direct line to scout. See this, but the Adept is in position. Not quite good enough, though. The question is, does he see it? And he will not scout it. This sneaky little spot to the right. Whipping in 3 Stalkers defensively before wiping anything across the map makes sense anyway, since the Dark Shrine is not actually finished. We do see the double medevac drop moving out, and it looks like it will be able to see this Prism. But no, not quite. It's going to miss each other just a little bit. DT is going to be whipping in now. Mothership Core in the natural, but there are no pylons to overcharge. Army's in the main. They need to switch places a little bit. This Adept will be able to possibly see the... Yes, he just barely sees it, but it doesn't react. Mothership Core needs to get into the main base. There's just 3 Stalkers to defend this. Mothership Core is going to get sniped down so very quickly. What is this? A Zealot and 2 DTs? Mothership Core is just going to get sniped down immediately. It's full energy. There are no pylons. It just goes straight down. Army completely out of position. Now moving down, but all these probes are going to fall before he even gets there. And this is almost game over before it begins. 22 probes have gone down. 3 Stalkers cannot contest this. The natural Nexus is going to fall. And he's just going to... Is he going to pick up it? He's just going to push straight in. There actually are DTs, and he actually sees the silhouette, so he just backs out. He knows the DTs are down, so he's just going to try to defend this. The units in the main are going to be able to push back these DTs. He's going to try to rescue this one. And he's not. He's just barely going to get it. But 24 workers to 33 with a third of the army, and he's now pushing across the map because he's effectively all in. Because he just has no follow-up. He cannot come back from this point. This is why DT drops are terrifying. If you don't get damage done, you are going to regret life. You just... No pylons in the natural. No real army in position at all. Blink DTs. Okay, well, at least we can have a meme. Whipping in Zealots. We don't have charge, do we? Oh, we do have charge. This is Charge Lot Blink DT. Okay, let's do it. I believe. Hitting a lot later and a lot less hard, more softly than it should be. But here we go, guys. And the DT blink is done, but the DTs aren't blinking. Just too much army. Too much. Scotty on +1 attack. Linus calls GG. And Monster will take the series 3-1 and the tournament. Very well played. The only game he dropped was the one he tried to one base all in, and it didn't work. And that is going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for hanging out. Be sure to drop us a follow. We have the next thing going on will be tomorrow at, I believe it should be 1 Eastern Time, 7 CET. It is the EU Open. No, tomorrow is Tuesday. Never mind. So tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 7 Central is our Platinum Diamond, which I'm hopefully playing in. We have some awesome casters that will be providing those matches for you. Wednesday, as I mentioned, incorrectly of course, is our Open on EU. And then Thursday is our Open on NA. NA time is 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and the EU Open is 7 CET, which should be 1 Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for hanging out. I am SheerShaddai. You can find me on twitch.tv/SheerShaddai. I'm almost 200 follows. Feels amazing, man. You can find me on Twitter at SheerShaddai as well. I'm also very active there. Thanks for hanging out. It is time to go. For me to go find food and hopefully ladder some. Have an awesome night. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.